TikTok. All right, we're live for the Amplified Real Estate Show for the Sunday Sermon Rants and Raves Part 2. I'm going to get into it, share a couple of things with you right now. Get my coffee. All right. Hopefully you're rocking and rolling because I know I am. I'm excited for the week. Excited to go into the second quarter here with momentum. So hopefully your first quarter was a good one and you're pushing whatever that may be, whether it's deals, rocking out a product, working, building a business, trying to be a better man, husband, wife, grandmother, all that good stuff. Because obviously a lot of people have been thinking a lot about their lives, right? Kind of like when 2020 came, the Chinese virus, you're going, oh my God, everybody became a creator, everybody's locked down, and they're going, man, what's the purpose of life? Freaked out everybody, right? Opened up a lot of people, I guess, woke up a lot of people, and going, man, what do I really want to do? What do I really want to be in this life? What is this all about? Because when it comes to your front door, that's when people react, kind of like right now. People can bitch and they complain, they can do all kinds of shit until it comes to your front door. Then really nobody's going to get involved, right? I'm talking about revolution and all this good stuff. Well, that's going to happen unless they come to your front door or they stop giving you food or you stop allowing you to buy food and all that good stuff, right? Then things will change until that time. But they know that throttle, right? That throttle of moving forward and then pulling back, moving forward, pulling back, and then hey, it's too crazy. They'll give you what you want. You can forget about a couple of things, let life roll a little bit, but the agenda is always the same, right? Probably thinking, well, why am I even mentioning this? Well, today's Sunday Rants and Raves. Usually on Sunday Rants and Raves in the Amp Live Real Estate Show and Amp Live TV. I'll be your host, Erick of Amp Live. And usually, I like to come out here and just talk a little bit about everything. That was the idea for Amp Live TV. And go, well, you know what? We can talk about other stuff. It doesn't always have to be about real estate, right? Although we love real estate, but we also love life. We love music. We love, there's politics. I get it. Who wants to mess politics with religion and all that good stuff? But it's part of your life. Is it not part of your life? Of course, every piece, even if you don't want to think about it, it is involved in your life somehow, some way, because other people are making those laws for you to obey by and everything else that goes into, what we do every day in life in the United States of America anyways, right? I will say, I do say still the greatest country in the world. I'd rather be in the United States of America than any other country. I get it. Some people want to travel and they want to see stuff, but as I hear, it's like, well, yeah, after 2 weeks, they're ready to go. After 3 weeks, they're ready to go home. Unless they're really into that, right? You want to go to, Ireland, you want to go out and, the pastures and all that crazy stuff, and go hunt leprechauns and shit or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you're like, oh, peace with God. You're going to do the Batman thing and disappear for, 6 months to a year and come back as a different person. I get all that. Some people got to do that. And sometimes we all got to do that, is to get away, to come back so we can, do what we need to do in a positive light, sometimes fight, sometimes not. And what I mean by that is like, fighting for what you need, fighting for what you want, fighting for your dreams, right? And not letting the negative mental attitude people kill that stuff, right? Or even the outsource of, this just the government, the people, the policies, your family. It's just the way it usually is. I know when I first got started in this business, people said, hey, friends, going to say what they're going to say. Yeah, go for it. Good luck. Yeah, man, you can do it. Family. Well, I don't know. That's pretty stupid. You're crazy. Well, yeah, hey, good luck with that, and see how it goes and everything else, right? Even people, I think one time I was like running ads is kind of cool. I was running ads and working with people. I was being creative, using this 800 number for that so I could track this ad, track this ad, track this ad. I went into, I think it was the Antelope Valley paper or something like that, right? That's when they had paper and you had to run ads. So I want to run some ads. I want to be able to do this, and that. And there's this big old ugly broad, at the, old lady. I get it. She's kind of old, I guess. I don't know, 40s, 50s, whiny, bitchy. And like, okay, man, this kind of, why do you even have a job up here? You should be in the back hunking and chunking papers or some shit, right? Instead of being in the front representing the paper. But, sitting down, she was all nice at first. Yeah, we can do this and do that. I would recommend doing this and that and that. Then I started telling her, I'd like to do this and do that. It was unorthodox. It was out of her square box scope of work of what she's used to. She was just there to take the ads, fulfill the ads, and then move forward. But then she's like, looking at my ad. Well, I don't know if you can do this and do that. And that 800 number, is this yours? Does it belong to you? Blah, 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 blah. Who gives a freaking heck? Does it matter? I want to run some ads. You want my money or not to run that? I can go somewhere else. I'll go to another paper, right? But there's always a little gatekeeper, or maybe she had, stick up her butt that day, or, who knows, not getting, whatever. I don't know. But it happens. There's just people like that. And I always say, man, it's better to have a positive mental attitude instead of a negative mental attitude. Why don't be all grumpy and be all pissed off at the world or your job or whatever, man, and then piss off other people or just make people weird, But I thought that was interesting, right? So, and I was like, what do you mean I can't do that? Well, let me talk to a supervisor. Well, they're not here and this and that. So, I got whatever. I've learned over the years, though, you can get frustrated and you can walk away and you're done. Or no, you stay and you fight and you say, no, I want to talk to somebody now. This is what I want to do. This is what's going to get done. You tell me why it's not. You tell me legally why, blah, 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 all this other good stuff. And, you're not the decision maker. You're up here on an hourly rate. Yeah, you don't make any of the corporate decisions of the business. So what are you yapping about, right? I've been here 20 years. I don't give a shit, right? So at the end of the day, I thought that was funny. So that's what I meant by fight, right? And there are people, you get tired, like, oh, okay, I got an Airbnb and it's, this is wrong with it, that's wrong with it, or this don't work, or you need your internet because you got to work and you don't get it. You can say, well, whatever. I'll just drive all the way down the mountain, make some calls, come all the way back up. Maybe they'll give me a $30 discount or something. No, I need internet. I need this now. Refund my damn money. I'm ready to pack up and split. What do you mean? Blah, 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 this and that, but, you can give up or you can fight, right? Same thing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and, we end up, at the end of the day, we end up getting a bigger room and all kinds of other stuff, right? You don't do it to do it. You don't do it to try to get stuff. You do it because, it's the right thing to do at the end of the day, right? They're selling a product. When people are selling a product or selling a thing or selling food, you don't go to a restaurant to get shitty food. You're like, no, I don't want that shitty food. Like, I think we went to, there's one place, there's nothing to say anything bad about them or whatever, but it probably am going to say a little something. I like Cheesecake Factory, right? I'm not that much on restaurants and all that good stuff. It's cool. I like it. I love food. But, my wife, Elizabeth, and, everybody likes to eat and stuff. So that's how I got turned on to Cheesecake Factory. I go, what the hell is Cheesecake Factory? I hate cheesecake, right? But of course, I learned to like some of it, not all of it. But it's all about, cheesecakes and pastries and bakery stuff. But really, it's a restaurant. It's high end. It's kind of high end. It's nice and beautiful inside. And you got a big bar, and then they got a bunch of places, a bunch of, seats for people to eat and stuff. And the menu is crazy. When I first seen the menu, I go, man, this is not a Ramsey menu. Of course, this is before I even knew about Ramsey, the chef guy on TV. But there was like a book, and then another book, and then another menu. It's like, you got 3 giant menus here, a giant menu for drinks. Open it up and go, man, look at all this shit. And how do they even make any of this? I like one of these. How do you know that they even got the shit in the back, right? But anyways, it was, they're cool. We like going there. Their food's usually pretty good and tasty. But went there recently and had some hot wings. I said, I want some nice juicy hot wings. I cook them a little bit. I don't want them all like, soft and stuff. And we got the hot wings, and they're on top is okay. They go underneath, a bunch of burnt ones. They put burnt ones and then fresh ones on top. I'm like, what the hell is that all about? That cook should be fired, let alone the server. So that's their tip. They're the ones serving those people. That's their job to say, I'm not serving that shit. Take that back, fix that, do whatever you got to do. Let's go. Don't be afraid, right? Or if they going to go to the manager, going to go to the manager anyway. They didn't do that though, but I said, man, I'm not eating that. Look at that. It was literally a hot wing, and it's supposed to be meat inside of it. Instead, it was cooked so much and so burnt that there was nothing in there except for bone and then like the crust. So I took pictures of it and stuff just for the hell of it, right? I wasn't going to bitch about it. And it wasn't trying to get a cheaper bill. It wasn't trying to be an asshole. I said, look, man, would you eat that, man? And then, and then of course my wife had some pasta that wasn't, or some shepherd's pie thing that wasn't very good. But she likes to eat different types of food. So it's like, man, are you sure? I like to stick with what I know is good. And if you mess it up, then yeah, get that shit out of here and, boom, give me some fresh shit or whatever, or take it off the damn bill. Or it's very rare I go to the same place and then order different stuff unless I know it's going to be good, and if it's not, then I'm not going to get it. But, she likes to roll the dice. So she tried it out. Wasn't very good. And we had to tell the lady, and she got all smug, like, oh, I'm going to take it off the table. So yeah, what do you think? No, I'm going to eat it. Yeah, I just said it's not very, very good. So yeah, let me shove it down my throat and see how, and force it down my throat and pay for it. You're going to pay for it? No. I mean, that's not how it went, but that's what I'm thinking in my head, right? So I was like, yeah, can you please take that away, please? And would you like me to get you something else? And she said, yeah, just get me, a nice, I guess, salad, a Caesar salad or something like that with chicken or something. Can't mess that up, right? So went ahead, did that, and then I came back, and I'm like, look, it's not me. It's maybe whatever's happened. You guys are super busy. I get it, and things can happen, but check out these wings. Right? She's like, okay, did you want me to, take it off the bill or whatever? You hungry? You want me to get you something else? I said, no, I lost my appetite. I'm not hungry anymore. So yeah, you can take it. I appreciate it. But she was, cordial after the fact. Okay, yes, she's more focused on my wife, Elizabeth, right? Is that good? Is it okay? Boom, boom, boom. She might have got a little pissed off at, mine because, sometimes, it's just whatever. I said, hey, would you eat that? I think I might have said that. I don't know. I said, would you eat that? And it's like, she didn't say anything. So maybe she took offense of it and took the stuff away. And I said, yeah, just take it off the bill. Appreciate it. Okay. But usually the wings are pretty good, pretty delicious. There are a few times I went and they were kind of the same thing, right? I don't know if they know how to cook wings or what. But it's probably, it is what it is. So stuff like that, right? Now you can settle for the shit or not, and you pick your battles. Sometimes you're just tired and you're burned out, or you got a family and kids and babies or whatever and work and all kinds of shit coming at you. You're like, that's fine, whatever. Let's buy it. Eat a couple of wings and you're done, and then move on. Okay. All right. And say shit, whatever. And go from there. But, where are we at? Because at 4:30, 3 minutes. So 4:30, I'm going to come back. I got a link that I'm going to be sharing live inside the Facebook group. All right. So if you're watching this live, go check it out. They'll be inside the Facebook group. Let's share real estate investment deals together. And there is a private link for this platform. It's kind of like Zoom, but I like it better. Of course, it's a little bit different. So you click the link and you'll be able to show yourself here. Hey, how's it going? And all that good stuff, right? And be able to do your thing. I'm going to go into sharing a couple of things here, like the Sub2 deal automator. I'm going to share the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator launch, pre-launch, full launch next Thursday, right? It's coming up. So lock in your spot. Go right there. There's a QR code. Boom. QR code's right there. And you can rock that with us. Customer service is one of our number one things, right? We will never let you fall through the cracks. At the same token, it's, there's hours in the day, right? 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Some people are 9 to 5 like a bank. Well, we're 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We got to get stuff done because deals are done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Guess what? And they're done after 5 p.m., 6 p.m. The title company may be closed, but we're awake, right? We're alive. We're rocking, right? So if it's 9 p.m., even if it's 9 p.m. here, right? 9 p.m. may be midnight over there in the East Coast. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the United States of America, but it is from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard or Pacific Daylight Time, okay? We're here for you. All right, so the next phase here that we're going to do here is we're going to go into the link is in the Facebook group. So if you're a member, awesome. Let's talk. Let's chat. There's a couple of peeps I want to talk to anyways, see what's going on, see we rock some deals together. This is going to be more of like an open door type of arrangement for hey, deals, bring your deals to the table. Let's see if we can work them. Let's see if we can get them funded through VIPeXecs lending. We have a real estate mortgage company there, so we can help you with that and figure out which ways to go. Or maybe is it best to wholesale the deal? Is it best to fix and flip? We'll plug it into the sub-2 fix and flip deal automator. And we'll see what's a freaking deal, right? If it's a deal, shit, we may buy it from you. We may work it with you. We may JV if you allow us to. If not, hey, we'll point you in the right direction and say, hey, rock and roll, good luck to you, man. Hopefully, guys and gals, hopefully it sells. And hopefully we did our part to serve, okay? So beautiful, lovely thing. Let me see what I got here. Put these spectacles on, and then I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to jump into the other thingy. The other thingy. All right, cool. So Amp Live TV, all right? Always real, raw, and standing for truth. That's right, home of the Amp Live Real Estate Show. I'll be your host today, Erick, Amp Live and VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investment, Step into Excellence. Hey, hopefully you're having an awesome Sunday. If you're spending time with us today, awesome. If you watch this, awesome. Go forward, backwards, always dropping truth bombs, pro tips, and all that other good stuff in regards to real estate and creative real estate investing, and sometimes even life, right? So with the entrepreneurial, business that we're in, that we do, and maybe it'll get you fired up, or maybe you're already fired up, or maybe you already have a business and you like what you're hearing, and maybe we can connect and do some business. Definitely like, love, and share. I appreciate it if you would. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the next live here. Don't forget to share this. We appreciate that. Hey, it's the Amp Live American Mentee Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator program. Hey, if you feel that this is for you, then jump on it. Or if you feel, hey, someone can use it, please share it. Click that scan that QR code, take it down, and share it with your friends, family, whoever. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you. That's one way of paying it forward for us at the end of the day. And we're going to go back up here, close out with the Sunday sermon. And then I'm probably going to, on the next live here that we're going to rock and roll with, I'm going to do probably Sunday sermon as well, but we'll be with, hopefully some people will join. And when you join, hey, we're going to chit chat, Q&A. If you're not shy, hopefully you're not shy. If you are, you can turn the video off and leave your audio on and all that good stuff. Hopefully you have a decent connection and everything. But we're just going to leave this on. We're going to rock some deals. I'm going to go through some of these deals. I'm going to pull up the calculator anyways, or to say the deal automator. And there's some pre-foreclosures in Southern California. There's some stuff dropping down the wire, like from Florida. Where else? Where was that? Texas. I think something in the Midwest. I can't remember. It was a pecan or some young man was obviously trying to do this business and wanted me to look at the deal. And I'll share my 2 cents on some of that as well, right? That's the purpose for this program, right? The Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, to help out young men and women like that who are, kind of spinning their wheels, who want to have a legacy, want to build a legacy for their family and things of that nature. And they're like, you know what? I still don't know how to break down a deal. Okay, well, you're gonna have a hard time. It's gonna be hard to work a deal if you don't know where the money's at and you don't know what a deal is and how you're gonna sell it to an investor. You know what I'm saying? So, you can look at all the videos and TikToks and all that good stuff, or even this, right? You can watch this, grab a couple of tips. That's what I used to do. I'd read some books, or I'd talk to some people, and I listen very carefully, and then I digest the whole thing, and then I take those little golden nuggets or that information that was gold to me, and then I test them. I do my research, see if I can actually make that happen, reverse engineer what that person told me or what they're doing, and then put it into my business, test it, and then move. If it worked, awesome. If it didn't work, I'd still trying to figure out, because I liked it, how to make it work. And eventually it would, but it took some more time, took some tenacity, right? Took some tenacious D action. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get into the rock and roll. Start doing the air guitar and some drums and shit. I'm just kidding. All right, but I'm in a good mood. Hopefully you're in a good mood, and hopefully you get fired up. And if you're not in a good mood, get in a good mood. PMA, positive mental attitude. Kill enemy. That's negative mental attitude. PMA, positive mental attitude with action, works every day. Even if you're having a bad day, you stub your toe, and I say this all the time, it's true, right? Only you can have a bad day. Only you can frame yourself as, oh, it's me against the world, this person, that person, blah, 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 whine and cry about everything. All you're doing is bringing doom and gloom to you. Doom and gloom, doom and gloom. And it's going to continue to suck up your life. It sucks, I know. So you got to change it. Change the way you think, and you'll be changing the way you live. You change your life, your attitude, and everything. Because look, stress is real. Okay, you don't want that shit, man. Come on, guys and gals. Stress kills. But I'm not going to get into that, okay, with the rants and raves. I'll probably get into it while we're doing this. I'm just going to let it roll. We're going to go 4:30, and I'm just going to let it run, and I'll turn it off whenever I turn it off. If you watch, you watch. If you don't, you don't. You can go back and watch the video, backwards, forward, and all that good stuff. Not suited up today. So, hey, hopefully you had an awesome Sunday. Hopefully you got some church in there. If you don't go to church, I get it. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm not a holy roller, so I can't give you a bunch of scriptures and stuff. But I am fired up, and my higher power is God, for however you want to call that or whatever. But that's for me, okay? And that's what gets me going. And yeah, there's been mentees that come aboard that are atheists, that are Catholics, that are, who cares? It doesn't freaking matter, right? So, we just get into it and we rock and roll, okay? What's most important is you. And at the same token, we got to be able to work together. And even then, as we're going from one to many, we're going from the one-on-one, we're still keeping that program, but the one to many, so we can help more people. Then it's, again, building a community and all that good stuff. That's a little bit different. It shaves off a lot of my time on who I work with and who, at the same token, I'm always going to be in there. I'll have other people in there for the training, but as we get going, it's going for the first 6 months, rock and rolling. So I want to make sure this is all the way it needs to be. I believe it's 4:30, so we're going to have our peep coming down to finish up the final touches on the AMP Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator program, getting that all lined out, tweaking things out, getting the the thing where you can actually pay and do all that good stuff. It's all live right now and it works. If something doesn't work, please let us know. If there's something that you want inside the program, please let us know. And then we'll get it fixed, or we'll add it, and we'll do whatever we need to do. But I'm excited about it. I'm glad that it's happening, and I'm looking forward for the future for that and for others, as well as deals, and what's transpiring for all the opportunities in 2026 and 2027. So without further ado, rock and roll in all that you do. I'll be right back. We're going to sign off here, and then we're going to come back because we're going to actually have that awesome, cool link. So whoever shows up, and while we're doing this, I'll just be pushing it inside the group, and boom, boom, boom. We'll get you on, get you off, get you on, get you off, get a couple people or whatever. I don't care. I just want to make sure that it's we're dropping a lot of value for you and others across the United States of America while you watch this in social media, since you're doing this thing here, right? And everybody and their mother's doing this, right? Scrolling for hours and hours and hours, right? It's sucking up your brain. I get it. Sucks up my brain sometimes too. All right, we're signing off here. Talk to you in a little bit. Bye-bye.